cycle. So every project have a life cycle, no matter how big or small. It follows a life cycle, and let's break it down. So in the initiation phase, we define scope and objectives. This is where you define the project's purpose, its scope, and what goals we have to achieve. Just like Dee mentioned, to create a website like Amazon, the scope and the goal should be clear. The requirement should be clear. What we are doing, are we putting the Amazon logo on the left or right? But Amazon logo should be there. That's the scope, that's the goal. Just not only providing the logo on the site, but it should the work properly. The product should be listed with the price, the payment gateway. Some of the people just said that the payment gateway should be there, the products should be there, when we can, select those, add in the cart. So that's the complete goal from selecting the product until unless it delivers to the client's or customer home and its purpose. So that comes into the initiation phase. When it comes to the planning, so you build the roadmap, you provide the timelines, resources, risk management, and the communication plans. It's the part of the planning. So it's a complete process in which we plan when, how, where, all these things be on the same page. Next comes to the execution. So deliver work packages. This is where the work gets done. Tasks are assigned, deliverables created, and progress is tracked. For this, we can use, there are many tools in the market. Like I said, Jira is a tool where we can see uh, developers are on which page, like they have started working on the feature. Now, that feature on which they are working, we can see it was in the to-do list, then it comes in the in progress, and then it moves to the done state. um, Testing as well, testers has started testing that feature. They are on the test cases or on the planning phase, or executing of those test cases, and completing the full testing. Next comes to the monitoring. So monitoring and controlling, you constantly check the health of the project. Are we on the time, within the budget, and the document lessons, the budget timelines and the meeting objectives are getting fulfilled or not. Tracking the progress and the metrics is very important. Here in project management, we also use burn down charts. Um, is anyone aware of the burn down chart? Like, has everyone used the burn down chart before? If may I ask? Okay, let me tell. So, burn down chart
No.
again, there is a way to track. For example, I have to, like, the team has to complete a task in a week. So, on Monday, I will check how much we are on that task, how much code has been pushed to the platform. Testing team is where, like, in planning, we decided that in complete 1 week, we have to do these tasks. So on Monday, I will check how much progress we have done. On Tuesday, what we have done. On Wednesday, on Thursday. For example, on Thursday, I'm checking that development team has decided they will do this much of the coding of the feature by the Friday. So on Thursday, I will check and will create a burn down chart in which I'll draw a graph based on the data, how much work has been done, and where we are. So the difference of the final task and the work has been done comes into the burn down chart. So that comes into the monitoring. I will track the progress and I'll update my metrics. This way, I will be knowing that yes, we are on the track or we are on the off the track. So on the next meeting on the other day, for example, the next day is Friday in the morning, I'll discuss, okay, team, we have decided that we're gonna do this much task by end of day, but I can't see that thing. There are some impediments, or maybe some people are on the leave, or those things can be monitored and tracked. The fifth one is the closure, final deliverables and reflections. So you wrap up, you deliver the final outputs, gather the feedback, and documents lessons which learned. So understanding these phases helps you to manage project are more strategically and ensures you are just not reacting but leading with the purpose. And now I'm moving to the next slide. So the role of a tech project manager. So what he does, he coordinates team and tasks, they communicate with stakeholders, they manages the risk, scope, deliverables. Also they uses some of the tools like Jira, Trello, MS Project. So what exactly does a tech project manager do? There is hell a lot of tasks, but there are the core responsibilities. They coordinate teams and tasks. They align developers, designers, quality assurance, and quality analysts and the stakeholders. They do coordinate often in stand-up calls, in the sprint planning call, also in between when they need any help or there is a change in the feature. Just like D said, that initially the logo of Amazon was on the left side, but later the requirement gets changed. So if the requirement is changing, so everyone should know that what requirement is changing. It's not only it's a task of a developer that developer do a code from left to right, it will push, but whole team will sit together, the designing team, the development team, the testing team. Because if the codes get changed, at least testers and UI UX people know that we have to switch this logo from the left side to the right side. Then the testing will be processed, then the execution will be done, and that's how the changes comes and we do. So it's a whole process. It's a complete teamwork, not a individual or not a individual team task. The communication here is very, very important. Ensure everyone understand the goal, the updates, and the changes, like I said. The third one, risk and scope management. We should identify potential issues early and adjust scope when it is needed, when it is required. For example, there is a cybersecurity issue when it comes on the website. For example, on the Amazon's website, when people buy something, they enter their card details. It should be secure. Um, Otherwise, some people can hack, then break the website. Sometimes they give some performance issues on the site. Sometimes the website crashes when or many of the people hit that website, they try to log in. Sometimes the performance things comes into picture and it breaks. So that could be a risk. To identify those risks is a task of a project manager. And now the tools which I said, the tools and the techs we use, leverage platforms like Jira, Trello, MS Project to track the progress and stay organized, stay on the same page. As a tech project manager, he's a translator, facilitator, leader, all rolled into one. You need both people's skills and solid grasp of technology to thrive into this role. Also, there comes the emotional intelligence in the picture, because project manager should communicate everyone in the team. Sometimes they have a group meeting, sometimes they have an individual meeting. Also, before starting a scrum or sprint planning, there should be a leave calendar. So project manager should ask like who and when is taking, and there is some planned unplanned leaves, kind of those things. So he have an idea how many people are working for that complete project or a sprint, because we also need resources to work on. So management of those resources is also very important task. Create a mock project starter. This is your project blueprint. Define the objective, your scope, budget timeline, and key stakeholders. Sets expectations that align everyone together. Also identify key stakeholders, use stakeholders, metrics, influence versus interest, internal and external parties. What does that mean? Interest or influence in your project. Use a stakeholder metrics to categorize them, like high influence, high rate, interest, your key players. For example, again, I'll take the example of the Amazon website. So, on the website, what is the priority of doing things? How should be the look and feel of the website? How will the graphics will look? What is the priority? The main priority will be that URL should work. If everything is good, nice in the picture, but the URL on which you click enter and it's not working, then there is no use. So define priority, the severity, what is important, what is least important, what is medium important. Mark the high important features with the red, um, medium priorities things in with the amber color, and least with the green color. You know, if you start thinking that way, I hope you will understand, and with every practical thing, you will understand those things, how can we do and create the goal and deliver it.
Thank you.
So if you have any of the questions, you can ask, or if you want to share anything, any of your learnings today, you're most welcome to do that.